welcome everybody to another edition of the Dad at Arms channel. This is an exclusive interview for He-Man.org. As always, my name is Colt, also known as Dad at Arms, and with me today I have Clayton Grover. Is that correct? Did I pronounce that right?
That is, yeah. Hey guys.
Awesome. Clayton, why don't you tell everybody watching a little bit about yourself and why we have you on today?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me on for a start.
Absolutely.
So I've been in the film industry for maybe 10 years as a stunt performer across different shows and different films. And then for this scenario, a guy called Liang, who is here now, he is the stunt coordinator and second unit director for He-Man. He gave me a call to come in for a couple of weeks just to try some things out and some stilt work. I wasn't really sure what we were looking into. Some like creature movement with the big stilts in the arms. And after a couple of weeks, he asked me to play Beastman in He-Man
Awesome.
and do all the stunt movement for him and anything that we ever needed, any action wise, to do that. So it ended up kind of getting bigger and bigger and bigger into huge sequences, as you would know, you've already seen, and
Hmm.
hopefully for everyone coming up, we'll see it.
Yeah.
And I also ended up being able to play quite a few different characters on the show, and I think it was probably, I don't know, 7 or 8 in total of different places, Skeletors, men, and yeah, the little army people and everything like that. But Beastman was kind of the full on one for us.
That's awesome. That's cool. I think that's so cool that it just kind of started out as something small and then grew into
Yeah,
to
yeah,
the
absolutely.
bigger gig.
Yeah, I suppose I came in. They called me in because I hadn't worked with Liang before, but they called me in. I'm 6'4", quite a big guy, but quite a physical performer as well. So they called me into. I've played a few creatures in different films in the past, so they were like, oh, let's see how this guy moves and what he can bring to a character. And when I kind of become those things, I get so into it. I get so excited by it. Like the animal in me definitely comes out. And I think straight away everyone was like, "Oh, okay, this will work. This will do." So, yeah, it kind of started as, you're just going to be a reference point. We just need to see the size of something and the shape of something to actually no. Let's just go full in. Let's do the movement. Let's see how much we can push it, and then the sequence. I won't say anymore. One of the major sequences that Beastman was in, yeah, started small and grew bigger and bigger and bigger. Just Liang's got a mindset of let's make this amazing, let's make this huge.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Um, so you mentioned so when you kind of first came in, it was kind of like to do reference like with you mentioned stilt work.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah.
I believe I don't know if you've seen this, but I know a little over a year ago there was some drone footage that was caught of that
In
was kind of
London.
flying
Yeah.
over the set in London. Yeah. And
Yeah.
so we did get a little bit of a peek. And, as a fan, it's like you try to avoid spoilers, but at the same time, you want to know everything about what's
Yeah.
going on with something you love. And so I was
The
like looking at him, I was checking out that video and everything like that, and definitely noticed kind of a big hulking looking thing on stilts.
yeah. I
And
appreciate the name. Yeah.
yeah, so that
It
was
was.
you.
It was me. Yeah. It was really frustrating because the video that came out was a rehearsal, and it was one of the hottest days in London, and I was wearing this grey suit. And the rehearsal, I was kind of like, oh, a bit half-hearted, like let's save it for the take. And that's the video that kind of made it out and went a bit wild. And I was like, oh, that looks rubbish. But yeah, it actually started as even less than that. When it first started, it was literally going to be like, we'll put 4 points on you. You walk down there. We know where Beastman is. Everyone knows where to look at. And then I think the more effort I gave the character, the more Travis, the director, wanted to see. But he wanted
That's
more
fantastic.
feeling. And it also helped with the other performers and the actors or the other cast to get into it as well and feel some fear. There's a scene that you'll see that you've already seen with Tila, where it was quite intense, and I think having that kind of energy and like I said, the animalistic behavior really helped out. Hopefully,
That's cool. That's cool. Um, yeah, without spoiling too much, like the the action sequences and stuff, and all the fight scenes and stuff, but
yeah,
Beastman obviously, like, just so cool to see it, like, realized in live action. Obviously we had the 1987 film. I was
yeah,
I was 5 years old when that movie came out.
nice.
Beastman scared the crap out of me, and Karg, both of them in that movie, you know, because
Yeah,
they're so
Colt was scary
ugly
this time
and
round as
yeah,
well.
yeah, he's scary down too. So
Yeah,
yeah, but it's just it's something just so special to have this thing that is so loved by so many people, back in
yeah.
Gateway.
It really surprised me, kind of the people that came out the woodwork when they realised kind of what we were doing, and
Hmm.
I think the the effort that the whole team put in from every department to making it as real as possible and as kind of close to the original as possible in terms of the cheesiness and all the characters looking right. I think yeah, everyone worked super hard on it.
Yeah,
It was a
and that's
really
what's
fun time, great fun project.
and you can tell that there's a lot of genuine love that went into the production of this movie. And you mentioned kind of the cheesiness of the old cartoon that this movie has, and it does have that sense of humor about it, but at the same time it's like it's not at the expense of
No,
the world or the fans, like
no,
it's like
definitely not.
no, this is I never felt like it was making fun of me as a fan. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? And
no,
that's something that
no.
that is very special and
I
reassuring
think
to
I think
see.
the fact that Travis, the director, is a diehard fan. Like he
Yeah,
is so in love with that world that he wouldn't allow anything like that happen. Yeah,
that's awesome.
yeah. The love was
Yeah,
there every
when
day.
I got to go see the premiere, I got to go to Hollywood to the Chinese theater and see
Yeah.
it there. And before the movie started, Travis came out and kind of introduced the movie, and he brought out some of the cast members that were there, but
Hmm.
just listening to him talk about the process of making this movie and stuff and the love he had for it, like you could just feel that genuine love for it, and
Absolutely.
it's
Yeah, and
awesome.
we felt
It's
we
great.
genuinely did feel it every day. And anytime there was like a debate that would come up about certain something, it would only be for this. It was for the originals. It wasn't let's just do it because it's easy or because it works or we just need to get through it. It was like no, it's going to be right. And
That's
hence
awesome.
why we had a lot of 16-hour days, but they were great.
Oh, that's cool. Well, let's get a little bit more specific. Why don't you kind of tell us what, exactly what your job entails? Like, tell us about like the stilt work and just everything. Like,
Yeah,
I'm fascinated to hear everything.
absolutely. So when we first got there, it started off that we weren't really sure how Beastman was going to move. We didn't know kind of we didn't really have an idea about how it was going to act in the film or how any of its characteristics. So we started with these tiny little stilts that probably would come from Amazon, nothing special, just to kind of like start to run around the room a little bit. And we had rigs set up on top lines, so just in case I'm falling over or smashing up, and
Mhm.
when I had to lift other cast up and things like that, it was making sure that it was all safe. But it then developed into I suppose like a gorilla-y a gorilla beast, more primate, more all fours, and so we ended up having the extension arms as well that were 2-3 foot long that we could really get into a stride in and pounce across the room at things. And when I'm flying through the air in certain shots, it was I had something that I could actually flail around and land strong and still have that energy that
That's
Beastman
awesome.
carries. Yeah. So there was a lot of R&D into the movement and the shapes, but I think that was kind of done off of our back because like I say, it was meant to be a reference. It was meant to just be that's the size of Beastman and that's all it is. And we'll walk down the road but we kind of just kept pushing and pushing and screaming and roaring more and all of a sudden it became an actual thing.
That's
It was
awesome.
real fun. And then from the back of that, I got a call from Travis to go and do some of the ADR sessions for him purely because he said to me on the phone, he was like the energy that you brought on set and the human feel that we still had in there. We wanted to because they kind of synthesized a load of noises for him, but it just sounded like synthesized beast noises, and they wanted to still have a human element to him.
Okay.
So yeah, so that I think where we pushed it so hard on set, he called us in for a couple of sessions and yeah, got a lot done and came out of there sweating.
Yeah, I'll
I've
bet.
never sweated so much standing still. I'm literally just shouting and screaming at a screen. But yeah, it was an amazing experience.
Okay. And now you are you didn't provide the voice for Beastman, is that correct? That's another
Yeah,
person?
that's another guy. Yeah,
Okay.
his name I can't remember his name right now, but yeah, he did the voice.
Okay.
Yeah,
So So yeah, so Beastman isn't just like a hulking beast. Like he does actually like yeah, he talks in the movie and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah, that's it. Yeah.
So okay. So aside from Beastman and obviously, if you can say what other, you mentioned other creatures that you did work for
I
and characters.
I'm not sure if I can. Like there's I definitely can soon.
Hmm.
But there we played a lot in different armies, good and bad. Every battle sequence we were in of some sort, which end we're not sure. Um,
Okay.
we fought. I fought for both sides in a lot of different scenarios. Yeah,
Okay. Awesome.
yeah,
Um, okay. So we will. I'll maybe when the after the movie's released, I'll do a
yeah.
quick
There's
follow up with you,
actually
and we'll.
there's a clip that I'll send you, Colt, and it's an amalgamation of all my characters, and
Awesome.
you'll see then. Like, yeah, it was great.
Okay. That would be
It was real
wonderful.
special. Yeah.
Cool. Um, what was it like being on? Let me ask this first. With Masters of the Universe, is this something that you were a fan of before coming to this production?
To be honest, I hadn't really got into it. I was born in '92,
Okay.
so I hadn't really. It wasn't kind of a part of my thing growing up. But as soon as this has kind of come in and out of the world in our world that it's being made. It's not being made. It's being made quite a few times, and over the
Right.
last couple of years, the momentum's been gathering. So I watched it then, and a couple of the guys watched it, and it's a very 80s movie, and
Hmm.
I really enjoyed it. I just never knew what it would become.
Okay.
So the love definitely grew and evolved on the film more so than what it was before.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
and the special appearances were extremely special on set.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's so cool.
which obviously you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's really neat. Um,
it was a
so
surprise to us all
yeah,
up until the moment. Yeah,
that's cool.
yeah,
That's really
it
neat.
was really special.
Um, so in when you're on these sets, like how much of it is practical versus like
Green
digital
screen
or,
kind of
or,
thing.
or kind of yeah,
Honestly, I was surprised at how much they made for this one. They're
yeah,
most of the sets, bar kind of outer spacey forests and things like that. Anytime that there was a building or a ship, or they were all real and they were monumental. And
wow,
the castle was incredible. Like it was even standing this close to it, you couldn't tell that it was just a polystyrene wall. Like it was a magical set. Actually, they put so much effort and spent so much time building each one. They all looked incredible. There was a certain one, and it's a shame it didn't actually make the film, but they built this market, and we did a big drone shot through the market, and every single stall had these crazy elements from around what we would assume the galaxy is, and different creatures roaming around it that people had spent months making. There was so much effort gone into certain scenes.
that's cool.
Yeah, there's some of the characters that we like the prosthetics. A guy called Barry was running the prosthetics, and he had a team of, I'm going to say, 20 to 30 artists every day putting on prosthetics for people, and that obviously not counting all the people behind the closed doors that were building all the prosthetics. So every time you walk onto set, you'd see a creature that would blow your mind. Unbelievable. Along
Wow.
with, yeah, and the sets were exactly the same. Every time you walked on, you're like, wow, this is pretty special. And hopefully that comes across in the film. Hopefully.
I I think it does.
Yeah, I hope that it doesn't look too CGI, because, like I say, people put a lot of effort into it, and I didn't think it did. But I know it's easy for people to believe that things are fake in
Sure.
the world now. But yeah, there was a lot of effort had gone into it.
That's really cool. That's really cool.
Yeah,
Um, I always like seeing like practical effects used where they can be, and obviously I grew up in the '80s, so like
it was all
I
real.
grew up loving horror movies and stuff like that. So everything like back then was just pure practical and stuff like that. So I
Yeah,
always love to see it, you know,
yeah, it was,
still being
and
done
it's
that
nice
way.
to do. It's lovely to do as well. It's the best way of filming. And when we're doing like fight sequences or wire work or whatever we are doing in terms of the action, to still do it real is so nice. To
That's
not
cool.
just go, okay, do this point and then we'll have a CGI takeover. It's yeah, it was nice to see everything or as much as possible was practical.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's really cool. I do have a few. I have a few questions from the rest of the He-Man.org team that they kind of wanted
Yeah.
me
Okay.
to ask you about. We kind of talked a little bit about it earlier when I asked you if you had grown up with Master of the Universe, but you told me your kind of introduction to it. Do you
Yeah.
have now as Beastman? Do you have any of the toys? We kind of talked about this before
I
we started
actually, yeah, I
recording.
do. I have most of them now. The or most of the characters in the new franchise or the reboot of the franchise. When we were wrapping, they kind of came around and obviously gave us our characters. So I got a nice
Yeah,
Beastman still package, and then we got the other casting characters as well. They're all theirs that we can then not so packaged. Some of them have been played with, but yeah, the yeah, we got the full set.
that's really cool. How does it feel to have an action figure based on a character that you've played?
Unbelievable, like a childhood dream.
Yeah,
Genuinely, when they gave it to me, it yeah, it made me so excited. I was smiling from ear to ear. And I wanted to show everyone on set, but like loads of people had them. But I was like, look, look. I was like,
so you're all running to each
such
other,
a
showing each other
child.
toys.
Yeah, it was. We were like kids again. It was
Oh,
amazing,
that
really
that's
incredible.
wonderful.
Yeah, and it was
I
nice to
love that.
see because I had a lot of friends on it and I made a lot of friends on it. And it was nice to see everyone so excited by the same thing. You know,
Yeah,
whether it was their character being made and seeing some of the friends that I've come up with in this world, having toys made out of them, seeing the happiness, yeah, just a real special experience. That day was great. Yeah, it was it was towards the end, and they gave us all our toys, and they gave us some limited edition kind of Nike Skeletor hoodies, which I've kept the label on. It's sitting up at home.
that's cool.
Yeah,
That's cool.
yeah. There's some really cool things. Travis sorted us all out for sure.
That's awesome. Um, so now with your introduction to this world, to this
Y-
universe,
Yeah,
aside from Beastman, do you have any favorite characters, any favorite heroes or villains?
I love Spiker. Absolutely love Spiker. I think because his seeing him in the flesh was just terrifying. He was, and the way he was fighting and things like that, it was real special. Um, Played by a guy called James Apps, and he he's a good friend of mine as well. But he played the character so well. But seeing this 6'6" massive thing come out every day was like, oh, we're in a cool place.
That's cool.
It was really
I
cool.
want to just be a fly on the wall and just watch all of this. Like that would be such a cool, like such a surreal, such a I don't know. That would just be something so special
It
to
is totally
experience.
surreal, and it was like there was a moment where we were in Snake Mountain,
Hmm.
and we were all sitting around drinking coffees. And I've got Spycore there and Carl sitting there and Skeletor's army there, and I'm like, this is pretty surreal. And all the prosthetics are all real. I'm like, oh, well, this looks mega.
That's cool.
Yeah, seeing
Were
those proper villains sitting there drinking coffee, reading books. I'm like, oh, I like this.
were you able to get like any like photos for yourself of those kind of moments? Because I asked because you see, going back to 80s horror stuff that I grew up on, like
Yeah,
you'll see pictures of like Robert Englund in like the Freddy prosthetics and everything, and he's got like a can of Pepsi that he's sipping, through a
yeah.
straw and stuff like that.
Yeah,
And
there are definitely photos.
very cool.
There are photos. Yeah, yeah.
Very cool.
And
I
I
love
know
that.
actually that a guy called Giles who was doing all the on-set photography, he took loads as well. So hopefully one day they will surface because there's some
That'd
real
be
funny
cool.
moments. Yeah,
Oh, that'd be fun. Because it's always fun to see,
yeah. It makes it special. It
all
makes it real.
aspects of it.
Yeah,
That's cool.
it makes it real.
um, so from the working on this production and filming and everything and all of that and all the work that you put into it, what are some of your favorite moments for you um, that kind of stand out?
Favorite moments filming it or watching it?
Let's
Oh, we
do
can't do watching, can we?
yeah,
We're not.
let's do filming because we don't want to spoil it just yet.
uh,
We'll
film.
talk we'll talk afterwards.
Yeah, yeah, we'll talk after. Yeah, film it. Oh, there's so many. Um, Moments like that that I just spoke about, sitting around with your friends that are the villains, and in those scenarios, they were amazing. There was a couple scenes that we did that uh where Jared Leto playing Skeletor improvised, and I've never seen anything like it. He improvised for 15-minute takes
Wow.
of just him speaking. And there was this one particular one, and it was on a Friday night. We'd had a really long week. We'd started at 4:30 in the morning. It was now 8 p.m. on a Friday night, and he just went off and did not stop improvising. And it was and to stand there eye to eye to him, trying not to laugh at what he was saying, trying to be scared of the scenario because obviously it's Skeletor and he's
Yeah,
an
yeah,
evil man, and the things he was coming out with was making us die. He was hilarious in certain scenarios, and we were all trying so hard. And as soon as it would cut, it would be roars of laughter. He'd be apologizing to everyone for what he had said. Like it, there was, yeah, that was a great moment. At the time, it was like, oh, it's been a long day, come on. But now looking back, actually, it was real special.
that's
Um,
awesome.
Coming up with all the being with the stunt team and coming up with all the fights and actually seeing those happening on the day, like the big battle scenes, they were intense, but unbelievable to see so many again of your friends flying around the place, being able to fight the certain heroes and villains that we will talk about after.
Yeah, definitely.
They were great moments. Yeah, there's so many to recall. It was a funny shoot. The whole crew were great. Uh, yeah, but they're the ones that kind of stand out to me.
That's really cool. And how was it working with these different actors and stuff like that? Like you mentioned Leto.
Yeah,
How often were you working directly with them?
every day, every day. So Nick, playing He-Man, he became like a friend, and he was training with us constantly. Cammy, who played Tila, she was also with the stunt team, constantly training. Really, all of them really hard. So we all became kind of friends towards the end, and it
Yeah,
was nice to have that. Idris, he was fantastic with us. Yeah, we were with them every day, and I think where I got to play so many different characters in the end, it almost and it almost ended up being that every single day we were doing a scene of some version with them. And being Beastman, I got to do so many great scenes with them, and kind of feel kind of a part of them. It was
yeah,
nice.
that's really cool.
Yeah.
I'm like I, I'm sitting here listening to you and just amazed at what you got to do to the point where it's like I'm almost jealous that you got to hang out with my childhood heroes, you know?
As in the characters, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's just so cool.
Yeah, yeah. No, I'm very grateful for it. It was amazing. It was amazing to be a part of that kind of, I suppose, like academy, and it both sides, whether it be Trapjaw with Sam playing it, seeing him come into the room the first time, and again sitting down having a coffee with him when he's dressed up like that, and like those moments. I think when you work in film, you definitely take those moments for granted. And then when I saw it uh, the other night at the premiere as well, it definitely brought a love back to my world and my job. Because at the end of the day, it's a job that becomes a job, and then at the
Yeah,
time, it's like, oh, we're going to work, we're doing this, and it's just the same. And then watching it the other day and being around the guys again made me super. Yeah, it just brought love back. It made me grateful for what it is. It was really cool. It was a cool moment.
that's awesome. Oh, that's so cool. Um, when you're playing a character like Beastman and doing these physically demanding stunts, what kind of I guess what kind of strain does that put on your physicality yourself? Like obviously I'm assuming you've got to be in shape for this kind of stuff. Like
Yeah, yeah. It was interesting actually because I think with the stunt side of it anyway, I try to stay in reasonable shape and in reasonable fitness. But with Beastman being on all fours, it kind of changed how I trained in everything, and it changed how I would move and what hurt at the end of the day.
yeah,
It was very different. The first few days where we were kind of giving it all on all fours, my shoulders were on fire, my back was on fire. I was like, oh, this is going to be a tricky one, but No, by the end of it, I think as soon as as soon as you hear rolling, all that the pain stops, the excitement comes back, and it's good to go again. But yeah, it definitely put a strain on me for the first few days.
Okay, nice. Um, as far as like the prosthetics themselves, how much of the Beastman costume are you in, and how much of it is kind of is CGI? Is it
Uh,
like a
it,
full costume
it
or?
ended up no, it ended up being pretty much all CGI, which is a shame. They were really pushing for it. We went through multiple variations. They were really pushing for it to be a real like practical effect with prosthetics and heads, but the action that was required from it just wasn't able to do in a real suit of that size.
Okay,
It's a shame. It is a shame. Travis wanted it more than anyone. He really wanted a practical Beastman.
yeah,
But yeah, I think with mixed with the action that we had, it was just yeah. You've seen the action, yeah.
yeah, definitely. Were there any changes in Beastman's kind of overall look as the kind of production went on, from like moving from kind of those more practical efforts to, or was it all?
Not really. No, from the concept art to the end, it's all stayed pretty true.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah. The vision was pretty clear from the word go.
very cool.
Yeah.
Um, Now kind of focusing on what you do, specifically with stunt work. I
Mhm.
know often, with movies and stuff like that, we always see like, the stars, and we that's kind of the face of these productions and stuff like that.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And so I just want to make sure we focus on how important your job is, and this includes also, we'll focus on stunt work specifically, but this everything that's kind of goes into to these kind of productions and stuff like that. But what, as a stunt performer, as a stuntman,
Yeah.
what can you share with us that kind of makes it special for you? Does that make sense? Does that question make sense?
Uh, i in terms of how important is kind of our team's role to
Yeah,
the
yeah,
production,
yeah,
yeah. So the stunt team, we're always the guys. Well, I'd like to think that 90% of us are the guys that want to turn up, do cool stuff, and go and hide in the shadows again.
yeah,
There are a few of us that want to get involved and play parts like me, but most of us just want to turn up, do the cool job, and not deal with the other bit. But if you look at a movie like this, you know, Adam, uh, when he becomes He-Man, there is no chance of he put in so much work and training, but every day was with the stunt team, learning how to fight, learning all the choreo with all the sword work, and even training in the gym. His double Johnny James is one of the best in the business and taught him everything from the word go. And same with Camille's Tila and Idris, the Trap Jaw. Like every single character spends days and days and days with us, making sure that every single thing's right. And then when it comes to rolling and on the day, Travis might be like, "Oh, actually, we're going to do this today. We're going to try this today. Let's do this." It's on us as a team to not let that affect the actor or the cast. And BK, we'll work it out. We'll turn around. We'll move for where you need to be. You just do what you got to do. We want to take as much of because the amount of effort they're putting in for the performance, we have to put into the fight to make it so easy for them that it's like a dance that they haven't got to even think about it, and it's just naturally happening and everything's going the way it should, and we adjust to them in as much as we can to make their life easy. And when Travis does come up with some crazy idea that he wants someone from there to there and doing whatever it may be, we go, yeah, we'll do that, and then we work it out. And we had, like I say, we had Leanne running the show, our coordinator, and he had an assistant of James Harris and Andy Lister, and between the three of them, they come up with fantastic action. And it's not okay, guys. This is what we want you to do. Go and make the action. It's like here's a storyboard with maybe 5 clips on it, 6 clips on it, and create something epic out of that. And the vision that they have for that is incredible. And then it's on us as a core team of maybe 10 guys to make it work.
okay, that's cool. And so you have to do all those, from what I'm hearing, you do all of the logistics and stuff like that to make sure these things kind of work out, and then also ensuring the performers can do their job, um,
Yeah,
as well as do it safely, right? Like I'm sure
yeah,
safety is massive,
it
massive
is. Yeah,
concern.
and the hardest thing is to make it look unsafe. And
Yeah,
that's our hardest job, is that we've got to make something l- look like it's going to kill you, but you're absolutely fine. And it's trusting the guys around you for that, trusting the rigging team, trusting the coordinator, that when he goes, "You're ready, you're set," you're like, "Okay, I'm good. I know everyone's got my back, and we're going to be fine."
that's cool. That's very cool.
Yeah, it's a real
As-
close knit family in the stunt community.
I like that. That's cool. Um, Aside from Masters of the Universe, what other kind of projects and movies have you worked on over the years?
Uh, done a lot. I've been very fortunate that a lot of productions have come to the UK. Mission Impossible, Fast and Furious, Indiana Jones, like a lot of the epic, big scale movies are all being done in the UK. Some Star Wars. I'm on a oh, I'm on a sci-fi film at the moment.
Okay,
In outer space. Well, not on this planet. So yeah. So
very cool.
there's a lot of fun ones. There's a lot to look back on. So it's been 10 years now. I've been very fortunate and worked on some of the biggest blockbusters in the world.
That's awesome. Well,
Yeah.
congratulations. That's really cool.
Thank you, Carl. Thank you.
um, Now, with He-Man specifically, this movie specifically, and I'm trying to think how to word this so that I don't
Spoil.
potentially spoil anything. Yeah.
It's been tricky.
And if you can't answer, that's fine. Just say nope, I can't answer that.
Yeah.
If we get a sequel or sequels,
Yeah.
will you be back for more? Whether it's Beastman or other, would you jump in?
Uh, I absolutely would love to.
Awesome.
Yeah. I would absolutely love to.
I think that's probably all we can
We'll see.
say.
We'll see.
Well, very cool, very cool. Well, I think that's all the questions that I have for you. Is there
Okay.
anything else that you would like to share?
Uh,
I really want to. I love everything you said about the work that you do as a stuntman specifically, and so I just want to make sure you get the laurels that you deserve because
no,
I think
I
it's
think we've
incredible.
covered it. I think we've covered it. I really appreciate it, and I appreciate your time. And I don't know, everyone just needs to keep the passion of cinema alive. Like, I think that's our biggest thing at the moment. I really want everyone to enjoy these sorts of shows and enjoy the practical effects that we used, and yeah, hopefully respect and love it as much as we all do, and just keep it going.
Awesome.
Yeah, just keep the passion up.
Keep it going. I love that. Okay. Yeah, I don't have any
And
more questions for
everyone
you.
beg for sequels.
Yes, absolutely. We need
Everyone push
sequels.
for these. Let's get some great reviews in and get these sequels going.
Yeah, definitely. Movie is the theatrical release is June 5th,
Yeah,
next week, a week from today, actually. That's cool.
yeah. I'll be going to watch
Yeah,
it again for sure.
everybody, yeah, definitely. Everybody go see this movie. It's awesome.
Yeah,
I loved it. If you're a longtime He-Man fan, if you're a new He-Man fan, or if you just like a good fantasy sci-fi adventure, like
yeah. It
this
works for
this is a
everyone.
fun movie. Yeah, it's great. And
It
it's
really
family
does.
friendly. It's got good vibes. Like I can't say enough good things about
They've
this.
ticked
Like
every box.
I'm very
They
happy.
have.
I'm very happy about this movie.
I'm very
Um,
excited to hear how it comes out. I'm very excited to hear everyone's reviews on it. See what's going
yeah,
on.
yeah. Well, very cool. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. I really enjoyed talking with you.
Thanks for having me, Colt. Been a pleasure.
Yeah, definitely. All right. So yeah, everybody out there, thanks again to Clayton for joining us. Go see the movie,
Yeah.
and follow along with my channel, but also He-Man.org, where we've been covering He-Man stuff since uh, 1997 when the website was
Is that how long
first
it's been going?
first hit.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
You
it's
guys are doing
been
great things.
yeah, and I don't think it's no small thing that He-Man.org has kind of kept the legacy of He-Man alive all these years.
Wow. Well,
So
thank you then.
yeah, well, thank you. I cover the news and stuff like that. It's really the guys behind the scenes that collect all the materials, all the vintage materials and the scans and just all that treasure trove of information that's collected over there. It's like it's a digital archive of information, and it's really special. So yeah, anybody watching, please go support that website. It's important for the
Yeah,
longevity
absolutely.
of
Hit it up,
He-Man.
guys. Let's see it.
Yeah. So all right. Well, until next time, good journey, and we'll see you.
Yeah. See ya. Thank you very much.